All right, I want to go back to the hair painting for a bit because I want to show you some more final details on the hair paint. So do you remember the last time we looked at this, I was talking to you about doing the paint the blurry, the mid, and the top, right? All right, now I want to show you some bling and some finishing touches you can do on top of that. The first one's going to be screen mode. So what do I mean by that? I mean, once you've painted a base amount of hair, see that? This base hair, you can go in and paint a new layer, hot detail, on screen. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can literally make your brush white and paint on screen mode. I'm going to make it a little bigger so you guys can see it. Bigger than you want it to be, okay, for this demo. And make your brush an opacity of like 50. It's going to be too much. Just showing you the idea. But I'd rather not do that, and I'd rather leave my tools on normal. Did I mention that earlier, that I tend to leave my tools on normal? And I tend to leave my opacity, except for painting on hair, on normal. So on the mask, I paint with a 100% brush. All right, so I'm going to paint on screen mode. So the layer is going to be on screen mode, okay? And let me check my pen pressure here. All right, always on pen pressure. Do you see how it gives you that nice fine edge on the end? No scattering on this. And little teeny little brush. It's at 6 right now, but you guys are going to want to go smaller, okay? Now, this is a detail bit, and, oh, I don't think I've mentioned this, you guys. When you're painting your hair edges, go on the inside. This is, maybe it's a misnomer that I'm calling it hair edges. You want to paint on the inside. Why? Because you don't want to have a bunch of hand-drawn hair on the outside and not have the same quality on the inside. It'll look fake as heck. And then the other part is when you can paint on the inside, you can direct the eye. And what does that mean? That means you can fill in areas. Like let's say, I'm not going to do it here because we don't have time. Let's say you patch that forehead right here, and then you patch this section here. What you're going this big loopy-doo. Then what you're going to want to do is paint over it. Do you see all that? Look, it's messy, messy. You don't need to be precise. It'll work out in the end, I promise. Now, here's another trick to do with hot detail. Like hot wax, hot detail. You can, pretend this is my hot hair right here. You can make your hair a smart object. What? You can make your hair a smart object. I'm going to just rasterize this real quick. So pretend, let me throw this away. We're going to start from scratch. Get rid of all that. All right, pretend that I just painted all that hair. All right, I painted all that white, nice, highlighty hair. Layer, convert to smart object. Blur, Gaussian blur. What? This is a smart filter. So what I can do is paint in blur. So let's say we put it on 3.2 pixels, for giggles. When you have a smart object, that allows you to put a filter that is editable. You can turn it off or on. You can come back later and change it, right? Very, very, very flexible. We like flexible. I'm not the final say in my clients' jobs. They are. So what I give them my best go, but they're going to come back and say, hey, we prefer something else. And then I have to be able to be flexible. So it's my queen point of living is be flexible. I'm going to now make that mask on the smart filter black. Command-I. And now I can selectively paint in blur. Ooh. So you remember like the hair edges? Let me put her back on. I'm going to actually leave it off for a while so you can just see how it works. That's going to look way more realistic because you know how it is. You get a photo taken and the hair is in focus here and then goes out of focus. But it's, you know, chances are you can't draw a hair and then pick it up later and draw it out of focus. You need to draw one continuous hair and then have it go out of focus. Cool? So this, I think this is a pretty great tip. and you can paint it in and out. And then if they decide they didn't want blurry hair, you turn it off. It ain't no thing.